let's see if we're working. We look like we're working to me. Sweet. Okay. So what do we got going on today? Well, we actually have Warhammer today. I haven't painted an actual Warhammer thing on the channel in a long time. I'm going to work on some khorne berzerkers today. Why am I doing this? There was a really cool video montage thing of Space Marines, and one of them runs out of ammo, tosses his gun to the other one who reloads it, right? Like, and it was set to journey, and it was cool as fuck. And I'm gonna be super real, it got me kind of in the Warhammer mood. So I wanted to paint some Space Marines. And I've got these guys already primed. So I figured we would work on some khorne Space Marines today. So normally these guys are like red and like brass, but I kind of want to try doing them in white with like some red kind of highlight kind of things. So we're going to give it a shot on this Space Marine and we're going to see how it looks. So this one I was painting last night at like midnight. And I figured we would give him a try. Alright, see how he's going to come out. Also because I really do not want to do all the trim on the armor. It's really obnoxious to do. And I don't want to do it. So we're not going to. So we're going to find ourselves a way to try to do a color scheme that I think will look cool, but will not involve me having to do tons and tons and tons of trim. So this base color here is Worn Stone from the new Army Painter paints. And then we've got like a gunmetal color for his weapons. And then we've got True Copper for some of the parts of the weapons. A couple areas I want to touch up on that too, because I wanted to pull some of his armor out in True Copper as well. So I think what we're going to do is we'll probably get that all painted up. Like get that one that I started last night off camera done. Because then you guys can see probably a little bit more interesting than just me doing like base coats and stuff like that. So, but while he dries, we'll do some more base coats, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I got in the Space Marine mood after watching that stupid meme video. So I was like, screw it, we're gonna Space Marine. There we go. Alright, cool. I've had these guys on my desk for like ever, so I'm happy to finally do something with them too. So yeah, so this is just True Copper from the Army Painter, the one I just showed off. I like this color a lot. Sometimes it goes on very thin though, so you gotta kind of really make sure you shake it up a little bit, and do not be afraid to use more than one coat of it. I would definitely not thin it down out of the bottle. Because yeah, it actually kind of looks like a weird orange, see? You can kind of see it here if it goes on too thin. So definitely investigate more than one coat for this if you're going to use it, because it really, once it has more than one coat, it does get that nice kind of copper look to it. So looks really nice. So there we go. There we go. So yeah, just, I don't know, in a Space Marine-y mood. because of that stupid meme video. Man, who knew fucking like setting Space Marines to Journey was so good? I mean, these are bad Space Marines. I mean, they're all bad Space Marines technically, but you know. Nice. Hello. How are you? I haven't painted Warhammer stuff on the channel in a while. I've been doing lots and lots and lots of other games, but just in a Space Marine-y mood. So yeah, just kind of picking out a couple different things. Wanted to make a point to use some different skin colors too. So that skin color is mocha skin. That's what that is there. And then we're going to use probably some other lighter skin. Probably kobold skin or something like that from Army Painter as well for the other guys. Alright. Oh my god, why is my phone blowing up? For real. What the fuck? Alright, so we're going to set this guy down. We're going to let him dry a little bit. Actually, I'm going to bounce over here real quick. And that will do. Because he has one more thing I didn't paint, which is the grenade on his hip. So we're going to paint that really quick. And I do think a little bit of extra weird color is always nice on models. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to hit that with this olive drab. So we're going to do the grenade on his hip in this color. And then we'll probably do the magazine on his gun in this color as well. Just trying to get our base coats down. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup on him. And then what we're going to do is we are going to hit him with a black wash. And then once that's mostly dry, we are... oh, I didn't drill the barrels on these. That's unlike me. I always drill my barrels. Weird. But yeah, once the base coats are all dry, I'm sorry, once his wash is all dry, we're gonna go ahead and do some like kind of extra painting, like kind of like patterns and stuff on him. So it's gonna be really basic at first, and then he'll get cooler looking in the end. At least that's the plan. Will this actually work? I don't know. So we're kind of experimenting. Like, like I said, I really didn't have a plan really for this model. I'm just kind of like in that Space Marine mood. I'm always in a Space Marine mood. Fair. I go in and out of Space Marine moods because I get tired of GW's bullshit. And then I get back into the Space Marine mode. So yeah, just gonna do a little bit of cleanup on some of the bits that I screwed up painting him last night at midnight. I actually haven't been doing a ton of hobby recently. Usually like hobby is like all I do. Like I'm not even kidding. But I actually haven't been doing a ton of it. I've been actually playing a lot more video game with my husband. Yeah. I don't know, usually we kind of play different games, but he's been playing a lot of the same games that I really like to play. So like majority of my free time has been going to playing with him, which honestly is really nice. But I've been still sneaking in some hobby late at night before bed. All right. You got that one. The skulls we'll hit with a brown wash and like to get them as a bone color, even though we'll start them off as this basically the same color as the armor. We'll get them skull colored later. All right. A couple more little touch-up areas, I guess. Yeah. At midnight, I was like, "Oh, the vents should be copper." It's like, no, that looks like crap. We're not doing that. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. I'm always in a Space Marine mode. GW is the great enemy. Terrible company in many ways, but their IP itself is incredible. Agreed, 100%. That is a perfect way to sum it up. Yeah, they're super anti-consumer, super like, I don't know, just shitty. But the Warhammer IP is fantastic. Okay, so apparently I'm a dummy, and he has a piece of cloth here on his legs that I didn't paint yet. Poop. We gotta paint that. Crap. What color should that be? So he's gonna get red all over his hands and legs and like the upper part of his chest here. So it probably shouldn't be red. Could do it in like an orange maybe, but then it would make the copper look more orange. I could do it in like a black. It'd probably be pretty cool if I did it in a black. Oh, let's grab a black. Dark neutral gray from Proacryl. I fucking love this color. If you ever want to paint black, this is literally the best color to do it. I do not think there's a better black out there. Because this actually isn't black, it's super dark gray. So it means you can still see some of it, and it'll still have some details after you do a wash on it, which is really nice. Alright. I gotta get in there. But yeah, there's this freaking video on goddamn Reddit of all stupid things. And it was these two Space Marines, and they were fighting Necrons. Like, one of them only has one hand, I guess because the other one got blown off. And he runs out of ammo, so he tosses his gun to the other guy. The other guy reloads it and tosses it back. And they set the whole damn thing to Journey. And it's so good. It's so fucking good. I've legitimately watched it like a dozen times. And that's 100%, that stupid meme is why I'm in a Space Marine mood. Like, no shit. Like, 100% it is the reason I'm in a Space Marine mood. Oh, you know, while we're here, we're also painting the joints. We should do that too. That'll give us a way to have the black be somewhere else in the model. As I totally screw that up and get it all over his forearm. Oh well. We'll fix that in a minute, I guess. Oop. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, this one's going to get all over the forearm too. We'll have to clean that up, I guess, before washes. It's fine. It's fine. Someday love will find you. The chains that bind you. God, oh my god. Anyway. Yeah, stupid meme is why I'm like, yep, time to paint Space Marines. And I've got a whole bunch of good guys. Well, okay, good guys the wrong word, but a whole bunch of like Imperium Space Marines. But I don't really have any of them ready for painting. I am completely making a mess of this, aren't I? Okay, well, we're gonna have to do a lot of cleanup on him, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Hello. So yeah, so we I've got a whole bunch of like the Imperium Space Marines, but none of them are ready for priming, and these guys were, so they get painted first, which will be pretty fun. Alright, so we have to clean all that up. Let's see, we got inside that arm, inside this arm, his butt, that knee is basically totally closed off. That's done. Paint down inside his neck in the black as well. That means we will have to clean it up, but it's okay. Okay. Sweet. Now we're going to let that sit for a minute. And then we'll come back and hit him with some cleanup. And then he's going to sit again. And then we'll start our washes. Because my plan is much more to get like one Space Marine done than to get like a whole bunch of them done on stream today. But yeah, I think I'm also kind of slightly in a Space Marine mode because they've been talking about the new kill team a lot, and I loved old kill team. And when I say old kill team, I mean 2018 kill team, which is like actually technically kill team 2, but that's neither here nor there. Because GW can't just fucking reuse his names constantly because they're fucking moronic, but whatever. But yeah, they had been talking about that a lot lately, and I don't know. It's kind of appealing. They're saying a lot of the right things. I remember the video using the original Dawn of War game called Bolt Brothers. Very funny. Are these Legion color 40k eaters, or are you going red? Hello, peeps. So they're going to be like this kind of like bone color, and then they're going to get red kind of like splashes on their arms, legs, and like the upper collar chest area. That's my plan. I haven't actually finished painting one of these yet, so this is kind of like a test, right? That's kind of just me messing around, seeing what I like, what I don't. These guys have been on my desk forever, but I've been playing lots of other games, like all the cool Conquest stuff, or my big Conquest Fire Kitty that I need to paint stripes on. So yeah, he needs stripes and basing still. But yeah, so really I didn't have any plan. I was just kind of inspired to paint some Space Marines last night at like midnight. So I was like, okay, we're going to work on those World Eaters we got. And I also, this is going to sound really weird, I kind of really want to, I've started a lot of armies from Conquest in a short period of time. And I've been kind of moving from like one kind of like new project to another. I kind of want to go back and finish up some of my existing projects and kind of get them to a state where I'm happy with them, right? Like I've got my Drukhari behind me. I want to get them done. I've got all these kind of things that I've done and that I've started and not finished. And I want to finish them. You know what I mean? Sorry, camera was super weird there. There we go. That should be better. You guys should get less beard cam now. But yeah, I kind of want to finish them. I've got some Gene Stealer Cult I want to do, and anyway, yeah, I kind of want to finish up some of my projects. It sounds nice, you know? Our brain likes it when we do 2 parts of a project. Our brain likes it when we start a project and when we end a project. Our brain doesn't actually like doing the work of a project. So, like, the work is the hard part. Alright, let's do the cleanup on our boy, and then he can sit for a minute or two and dry while we get his washes. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of in a GW mood, I guess. But everyone's been talking about the new kill team. And by everyone, I mean, like, you know, stupid YouTubers. Because it's their job, right? Let's be real. Like, the majority of the, like, big YouTubers, like, it's their job to be excited about this stuff. You know, because when you're an influencer, you're not really a journalist. You're essentially a hype piece, right? You get free stuff, and in exchange, you basically talk about it, right? And you usually, if you get free stuff, are not so negative that you're going to drive people away from it. But just the press of it showing up in a feed or whatever is worth the costs to a lot of these companies of, sending you a box of, the new Necromunda or whatever, right? Because in truth, for a lot of these companies, and this is less true for small companies, it's more true for companies like JW, producing that box essentially costs pennies. It's extremely, extremely cheap for them to actually produce it. And this, you'll hear a lot of people say that, and they'll be like, it's plastic, it costs nothing. And that's true, but when I say it, I also mean like the cost of the staff and all that kind of stuff. The cost of the design and this kind of thing. Like, they've got producing these things down to such a goddamn science that, like, they really don't take super long to work them, and they can essentially crank out new kits every week, right? Most small companies would die to be able to do that. So it's really fascinating, how they essentially trade, like nothing for a ton of press, right? And I think that's really neat. And now I'm not faulting those people at all. I'm not faulting the influencers at all, right? Hell yeah, if you can get free stuff, do it. But like, when they are an influencer, you do kind of got to realize that, they aren't press. They're not actually giving you an unbiased opinion, right? If they got something for free, their opinion is inherently biased. You might still trust them, but it's always going to be biased. They're never going to have the opinion of someone who like truly went and bought it. All right, now let's go set our friend aside here. Bonk. There he goes. Oh, we'll keep him on camera, just barely, and we'll just keep doing some base coats on this guy while we wait. So we're gonna give him a minute or two, just to dry, and then we're gonna hit him with wash. Oh, I gotta paint the fucking straps on his fucking weapon before I wash him. God damn it. Okay. We'll actually do a couple different layers of wash, I guess. Yeah, because I guess we should do his weapon in like a brown wash so it looks nice and dirty. Alright. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Let me go find a color for straps. Give me a sec. Alright, we got Warpaint Strong Tone and Warpaint's Command Khaki. This is actually kind of a little bit of a fleshy-esque color, to be honest. I don't know how this is going to look. It's definitely not like a normal khaki. It's a lot more like, I don't know, British uniforms in the desert kind of khaki. Oh yeah, it's a lot more fleshy. We'll see how it looks when it dries. If it looks too fleshy, I'll go grab a different one. I got this color because it has khaki in the name, but I haven't really used it very much. So we'll try it out and go from there, Anyway, I keep mentioning that people are talking about the new kill team, and then I never actually say anything about it. So I really like 2018 kill team. Like, super, super like it. It's one of the reasons I really like Grimdark Future Firefight. Because the 2018 kill team is Grimdark Future Firefight. But better. It's like a nicer version of the official kill team from 2018. Let's see. Do you have World Eater's Army for 30k or 40k or both? These are my first World Eaters. I have a lot of armies. You can see them, some of them behind me. There's more out in a cabinet in my living room. But actually, I don't have any 30k stuff. I was never interested in playing 30k. I've been told it's very fun. but I don't know. If a game is just kind of Space Marines or is a Space Marines, I'm not super into it, right? Like, I kind of want my Space Marines, you know, and my Orcs and my Necrons and my Tyranids, and, you know, I kind of want all that stuff, you know? Sisters of Battle, you know, all the cool shit. And 30K kind of never had that for me. It was always just kind of like dudes fighting dudes. And, yeah, just was never super appealing because of that. That launch box they released for it, though, was baller. That was a cool box. Alright, I'm tired of waiting. Wash time. Black wash, Pro Acryl. Pro Acryl washes are my favorite washes. They are so good. They behave like I think washes should in my head. So I fucking love them. Alright, black wash time. So we are just going to slather this on. And it's going to be super dark at first. But then, because it's the Pro Acryl wash, it's actually going to like move around really nice. And we can move it around. And it should be pretty darn cool in the end. So we'll see if that's true. Or if I just completely just turn this guy into a gray mass. But that's the fun of experimenting, right? You get to see the result of something new. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man. The new Kill Team box. 3rd edition. I used to love Kill Team 2018. I have a bunch of the teams for it. I actually gave a couple of them away that were fully painted and everything to people. But I have I was interested in the other Kill Team release, I guess, 3 years ago, because that's always the GW release cycle. 2021, I guess it would have been. I was interested in that one, but because you didn't like make your own teams anymore, I kind of didn't have the interest to make the jump from Kill Team 2018 to Kill Team 2019. I didn't have enough like interest in that to make the leap, right? Because when you switch like games and environments or companies or whatever, right? You have to have enough motivation to kind of get over the hurdle of doing that, right? Like having to learn new rules and having to learn new models and all this kind of stuff. You kind of have to have enough to get over that hump. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like completely off the screen. I apologize there. But yeah, so you have to have enough to get over that hurdle. I did not have that motivation for 2021 Kill Team. So just flat out, I just didn't play it, right? I did some of the models because they were fun, but I did not like super super enjoy having to do that jump. So I didn't, right? So what I did now is I just threw some water in my brush and I'm just kind of going back over the wash and just pulling it out in some areas. See how it's pulling the white back, right? But there's still kind of like a messy murkiness all around. That's really what I want, right? I'm kind of treating it like you would an oil wash, to be honest, right? But I kind of want this white to be a little brighter. I'm a huge Horus Heresy fan myself. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people like Horus Heresy. That's why I'm currently freehanding a gold non-metallic metal griffin on the chest of a Knight Castigator. I'm a huge tread head, so Kill Team doesn't appeal to me, though it does have some great miniatures for it. Hey y'all, hope everyone is having a great evening. Well, it's I hope you all are having a good evening as well. It's actually afternoon for me. Out in Hawaii, we are 6 hours behind the East Coast. If you are in America, we're 6 hours behind. So it's actually a beautiful rainy day. It's like a perfect day for hobbying today. Because Big Island, because if you don't know, Hawaii is a series of islands. The one they call Big Island, or we call Big Island, is the actual island of Hawaii, and it's getting a hurricane right now. So because of that, the island that I'm on is like gorgeous right now. It is kind of rainy and overcast and super cold. And by super cold, I mean it's like 60. So, but out here, that's super cold. But yeah, you can see I'm just kind of like going back over it like lightly with water, right? And it's pulling that kind of like off-white back out from the gray that it had made. And it's going to do this more in some areas than others. And that's fine, right? Like, we want that modulation. We don't want it to be perfect. You know, we want some of that modulation across the model. It's kind of like reverse painting. And I didn't do that on any of the copper because I want that, right? I want the copper. So, with our first wash, this is what we got here for Mr. World Eater. Oh my god, I'm having such trouble with focus today. Painting minifigs in a tropical paradise. Bro, you're living the life. I try. It's fucking expensive out here, though, dude. Except for the hurricane part. Greetings from England. Nice. I bet England is colder than this every day. To be honest, I'd probably love the theme, not theme, temperature, locale of England. I like Heresy too. I have, I think, about 1,500k of First Legion. Oh, nice. Of the Lunar Wolves, right? Are they the First Legion? Or is that, that's not Thousand Suns. The Snake Guys. What the fuck is the name of his Legion? Oh, they're purple and pink. Fuck, the like Sex Legion. I don't remember their fucking name. I'm blanking really hard. I have some painted. Ugh. Oh, where's one of the purple ones? Why can I not find any of the purple ones? There we go. Alright, pardon the extreme dog hair. So, pardon the extreme dog hair. This is the problem living with a Shiba Inu. These guys. First Legion is Dark Angels. Oh, okay. I thought First Legion was either Lunar Wolves or the... whatever the hell these are. Fucking God, what are these called? Oh, I'm blanking on it so hard. It's like I have a goddamn brain tumor. The one with their Primarch's a snake. Fuck. It's not Thousand Suns. That's the other one. Fuck, I don't remember. The fucking Sex Legion. The one that Fabulous Bill is part of. God damn it. Anyway. Not particularly good in the visual arts. Emperor's Children. Thank you. Oh my god, why could I not remember that? I was like, it has something to do with children and sons. But I was like, no, that's the Thousand Suns. They're the magic ones. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Fulgrim. That's the name. Thank you so much. I have no idea why I was blanking on all of that. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's cool. Dark Angels are part of the First Legion. I didn't know. I don't remember the numbers, to be honest. So I have a I actually have a bunch of Dark Angels painted, but they're out in the garage right now. So, all right. So now we're gonna try to mess up our model, and I hope this looks okay. Because I have no idea if this is gonna look okay or not, but we're gonna try to find out. So, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I think that looks pretty darn cool. And now I'm gonna screw it up. So let's try. So my plan is to do their feet in this red. So this is Slaughter Red speed paint from Army Painter. So my plan is to kind of like feather up their feet and hands in this, and I think it should look pretty cool. I'm hoping it looks pretty cool. We're gonna see if it looks neat or not. It could look really dumb. We're gonna find out. We are finding out together. Sploosh, 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 sploosh. Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. Let's do the whole set, and then we'll see what we think about it. I think that looks kind of cool, though, to be honest. He's kind of like a blood fox, kind of like with the feet markings. That's a weird way to put that, but that's kind of how my brain's thinking about it. But yeah, these I freaking love these speed paints, man. They're so nice. I almost never use them for their like intended purpose. I always end up using them for something else. But man, they are really nice. Okay, and then we're gonna try to do the hands as well. Same kind of thing. So the story for the World Eaters goes that they used to have white armor, and then it got dyed red from them murdering people. And that's why they all have red armor now. And while that functionally can't actually be physically true, I like the story of it. So I like the idea that maybe this guy is like, you know, his armor's like becoming red, you know? Like, maybe it didn't do like the whole armor, it did like part of it, you know? I like the idea of that story, even though physically that's impossible. Otherwise, you'd see a bunch of dudes who have like red armor and like it's actually chipping off, and you have all the white underneath. And while that would probably look pretty cool, that would also be a bitch to paint. So. Yeah, to be honest, I think that looks pretty darn cool. That's a well-painted Marine indeed. I have about 50,000 points of Dark Angels. Holy shit, 50,000 points. That's a lot of points. Also, thank you for the comment about my Marine. My biggest collection is 506 models of Imperial Fists, all firstborn. About 300 minis. Damn! You must really like painting yellow. It includes allies and fortifications, to be fair. Yeah, he's the new guy. Wow, that's a lot of minis. I would never want to paint that much yellow. But hey, more power to you. So I was also thinking about maybe doing like the chest here in red, but I think it might look too busy because there's so many details and stuff on the chest already. Alright, so let's hit the weapons in a brown wash. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty happy with that. So this is a strong tone from Army Painter. I picked this up because the game store out here in Hawaii that sells Pro Acryl, their parking lots are really hard to get into. So I haven't made a trek out to them, even though they're like my favorite game store on the island. They share a parking lot with a Costco, and it's a fucking nightmare. So I really need to get more Pro Acryl Brown Wash, but this will do until then. But I would highly recommend the Pro Acryl Brown Wash over this instead. This is a nice wash, don't get me wrong. It's way better than like the new Agrex Earthshade, for example, but it is not as good as the Pro Acryl Brown. I really love these Pro Acryl washes. They behave exactly like I think washes should. Okay, and then we'll put some of that there. We'll hit his skull in the brown. We might actually hit that with a contrast paint too, so it stands out a little bit more. So all my khorne demons, they're all on these like blood bases. But honestly, if I start the blood base, there's no way in hell it's going to finish during the stream. So just because it includes, I have to use like a gel medium for it, and that will never dry. Imperial Fists are actually the first army I've ever painted. I started painting them in January. Wow, you've painted 300 Imperial Fists since January. That's badass, dude. Hot take, the Emperor is a chaos god, has the god of superstition, and fuels all the other chaos gods as domain. Makes wars, thinks they rules it. Yeah. I always thought he was the chaos god of what is it? Like arrogance, to be honest. Oh wow, I've been in the hobby almost 37 years. You get quite an army in under a year. Yeah, that is insane, dude. But hey, if you're having fun, that is all that matters. Alright, so this is pretty much my intended goal for this guy, to be honest. Let's hit a little more red on the back of that foot where it pulled down a little too much. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, to be honest, this is my intended goal with this Marine. I'm really happy with that. I think he looks cool AF. Obviously, the rest of his washes need to dry, but I am quite thrilled with that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty darn cool. Oh, well, I can start another one, but I probably won't have enough time to finish him. So I can show you what I'll use for the bases. Oh, but it's not going to dry today. But I can show you what I use. So this is Golden Heavy Gloss. This is an acrylic medium. When you buy stuff like all of the mediums that go into like speed paints and stuff like that, it's basically thinner versions of this. These kind of things, they make different ones with different textures, so you can paint them onto actual paintings and get different textures out of it. It's really cool. This one's a heavy gel. So this one's going to maintain some of the body after it sets. Because usually these are pretty thin. Like if you get the mediums for like the speed paints and stuff, they're like pure water. But this, you can see it's goop. The Emperor used the warp to make the Primarchs. They say he didn't intend for that to happen. After all events happened 10,000 years before the stories. Sure, he gets in generation alone for amount of time. True. I know there was some update to the Primarch being made story, but I didn't follow it. Something about some like lady being their like mom or something. I don't know. I didn't super follow it, to be honest. 40 and 30k lore, in my opinion, it's always better like as like a guidebook than an actuality. So like it always works better as like a, you know, like the kind of like a D&D monster manual, I guess. The like actualities of the stories always, you know, I don't know, sometimes they get weird, right? Like we can all agree it's really weird in the one story where the guy is a perpetual and he's the guy that killed Martin Luther King. Like that's super cringe. You know, like we don't need that. That's fucking weird. You know? So they always work really good as a guidebook. So like some of the more modern stories, I don't know them. Yeah, the Imperial Fist project has been incredibly satisfying. Been in the hobby 20 years, and the IF have been brilliant to work on. Nice! That's really cool, dude. I bet you are like a master of painting yellow. I definitely am not. I know there's something where like you start off with pink, and then it becomes yellow, and it's really cool, but I've never actually done it. Oh, that's new to me. I always like the lore best when it's vague. Leaves room. Yeah, I agree. That's why I like it as a that's why I like it as like a guidebook, right? Like a D&D monster manual more than like actual specifics. It's great because it sets like a sandbox. Exactly, right? That's in my opinion why it's when it's most fun. You know, when you kind of have these huge, larger than life characters, right? Like, you know, characters like Yarick and Fabius Bile and Oricon, right? Like these kind of bigger than life characters. Like some of them in theory should just not be alive as long as they are, right? Like the 40k stories take place over like thousands of years, right? Like Yarick shouldn't be alive for all that, but fuck it, it's cool as shit. You know, technically I think he's gone now, which is really fucking obnoxious, but that's neither here nor there. You know, but fuck that shit, right? Like they're gonna make stuff and we're gonna pick what we want out of it. I never got to talk about fucking Kill Team. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'll do some base coats while I talk about Kill Team because that was the one thing I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, so this is the base. This is going to take probably 2 days to dry. Once it dries, I'll paint it red and it will look really cool. And then I'll do probably 2 or 3 levels of gloss Mod Podge on top of it. And it's going to look like he's running through blood. And it's going to be fucking sweet. But it will take 2 or 3 days to dry. So, alright, you know what? I'm going to do more base coats because I want to talk about the new Kill Team. And I just completely been talking about everything else. Alright, so, not that that's bad. It's really nice. There's people chatting. That's cool. I usually kind of talk to nobody. Anyway, new Kill Team. New Kill Team. All the YouTubers talking about it. Really neat. I used to like old Kill Team a lot. I talked about that a lot. It's the, you know, one-page rolls. Their version of Grimdark Future Firefight is old Kill Team, but better. And it's really nice. But new Kill Team is coming out. Kill Team, technically version 4. I think they're going to call it version 3 because they ignore the first version. But it's technically version 4. It's coming out. And I didn't give a shit at first. I'm kind of interested in it now. Because it says it's going to have co-op. Now, the nicety of GW games is that a lot of motherfuckers play them. So it's very easy to get a game for a GW game, at least in my opinion, in basically any store. And it is a lot harder to get games that are not GW games. It's much more of a challenge, right? You can do it, but it takes a lot more work than just, oh, the game store has a Kill Team night that you roll up in and play. Right? So, you know, I'm kind of interested in it, right? I don't really have. I have a couple people I play games with, but they kind of play on and off. Don't really have a lot of friends, to be honest. So, kind of interested in getting into something that's going to be played a lot, because they mentioned there's a co-op mode. Now, I'm not really that old, but I'm too goddamn old for PvP games these days. I just can't give a fuck, right? I've got a career. I've got like all this stuff. I don't really want to like it's not important to me like winning a tabletop game, right? Like that's not to say that it's bad that it's important for other people, but like I can't dredge up a fuck about it. But that doesn't mean I don't want to play with other people, right? Like I don't care about the competitive aspect of it. It just doesn't matter to me anymore. And I know it matters a lot to some people, and that's awesome, right? Like that's cool. Go to town, have fun, like do whatever is fun, man. That's what life's about. But I don't care anymore. I don't care about the competitive stuff anymore. So because of that, I'm really interested in the co-op, right? Because it means that I would get to play with people. But now the problem with it ends up being I don't know if people that are interested in Kill Team to go to like a Kill Team play night would be interested in playing co-op. And I just genuinely don't know. Like I have no idea. IMO PvP sucks. I have a life and a job. The 12-year-old on the mic screaming about what he did to my mom is always going to beat me because he plays more. I agree with you. There is definitely some of that, right? Like, one, my brain just I don't care about super complicated rules, and when I'm playing, I can't like focus enough to be serious, right? So I like can't be serious when I'm playing a tabletop game, right? Like I'm having fun, I'm carrying on, I'm making jokes, right? We're bullshitting about the lore and painting models, and it's a good time, right? But it's not a, you know, we're gonna execute the rules perfectly, you know. But like the people that are into that do have this like very large advantage about it, and I don't mind that, right? Like I don't care about winning, so I don't care about losing. But at the same time, I'm also not a fun competitor for them to play against because I'm there for different things. You know, right? Like if you think about everybody's enjoyment of the tabletop game, like if, you know, the guy that you beat on turn 2 shows up every week to play because he doesn't mind being beat on turn 2, and you want like a super competitive, complicated game where you can test your skills, you're not going to want to play against the guy that gets his ass beat on turn 2. You're just not. So, you know, I'm kind of interested in this co-op, right? Because it means that maybe the game store will be doing co-op stuff. Like maybe people will want to play co-op. Now, the kicker for this is I don't know if that's true. And I don't know if the same people that are interested in co-op are the same people that would go to the game store to play co-op. Yeah, I'm the same. Getting games in is very difficult. PvP is not fun. I agree. That's. But a lot of people find it fun, right? And they do. That's cool. More power to them. Like, you know, we each enjoy different things in life, and that's awesome. That's what makes life cool. You know, new Kill Team also has solo play. It does, which is really nice. I like solo play a lot. God, this guy's whole like. I figure out where the line is for this knee armor. I like solo play a lot. I've done a lot of solo play of Grimdark Future Firefight. It works really well. But, you know, if I want to get into this game, because I think I'll be able to get games in, I'm not sure if the kind of games I want are the ones the stores are going to be running. So I think this is going to be a, like, kind of wait and see kind of thing, where I'm just going to be waiting to see if the stores actually do co-op stuff. And if they do, going to it. And if they don't, then probably just staying away from it. Because I know a lot of people really like Kill Team for it being more competitive or whatever, right? And that's not me anymore, right? Like, I won a Kill Team tournament one time. And one is a strong term. I got bronze one time. I got bronze twice, actually. So I placed twice. I didn't actually win. I wasn't a gold player, but I placed twice. I've got the medal for it. I'm content. I don't want PvP, like serious PvP anymore. Just not me. So I'm trying to feel out if people are interested in the co-op or not. You know what I mean? Because I think it sounds cool, but I also understand that, like, the kinds of people that might be interested in Kill Team are not the people that are interested in co-op. Right? Because, like, everything isn't made for one purpose. Like, you know, you might make this game for one group of people and this other game for another group of people. And you might release this expansion for this group and this expansion for that group. And, you know, because there's different people that enjoy the same products. They just are drawn to it for different reasons, you know? Yep. PvP requires friends to make work. If you go to a local magic shop and pull clever moves, it's going to try to rules lure everyone to win. When I play with friends, we don't care, since it's about the camaraderie, not victory. I agree with that, right? Like, I feel like that's a big thing with like, PvP games. I think can be really fun when you know the person beforehand, but I don't enjoy pickup games anymore with, like, pugs. That's not for me. I'm not going to have a good time with that anymore. So I like to play 10,000 plus points per side. I'd rather path against another serious enthusiast less often. I think it's between enthusiast. Then play more games with more people. Bronze is the third winner. Yeah, it is. It's the third winner. Yes, that's true. I was quite happy to place. The first one I did, I got a coin for, which is really cool. But yeah, I also agree with that, right? I'd rather play less games that I think are more fun than more games that, you know, might have questionable things. Now, I played the living shit out of 2018 Kill Team, and this is even after my first game at the game store. I played against, like, a straight up cheater, and I didn't realize it because I was, you know, a brand new person. But I literally played against a straight up cheater. And I didn't know the rules well enough, and the guy just completely fucking cheated, like, changed his roles, all this stuff. And I just didn't know any better, right? But, like, now I do. You know? And now I don't want that anymore. So yeah, so I'm interested in the co-op thing. I don't know if the stores will actually do co-op stuff, but I'm very excited if they are, because it means I could, in theory, get some fun games in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it there, though. Because we got this guy all done. Right? And once his base is done, I'll post him up on Instagram. And he does look pretty darn cool, I'm not going to lie. I'm really happy with that. I judge a game to be successful if everyone had a good game. Cool stuff has happened, and we've all gotten to share a hobby. 100%. That 100%. Like, to me, is about having fun with your opponent, not beating your opponent. Right? Like, I want to walk away from the game and, everybody's smiling and laughing. I don't want a situation where it's like, well, if you hadn't gotten that dice roll, you wouldn't have won. That's not what I want. And that's much easier to attain with co-op. So we'll see how the co-op is. We'll see if local stores are going to do it. And we'll go from there. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to call it there. This is our boy that we finished up today. His base is going to take several days to dry, though. And I'll probably do a couple more of these up and put them up on Instagram, because I think that looks super, super cool. I am really happy with him. I think he looks radical. But I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed coming and hanging out. There was actually a lot of you. That's really cool. Yeah, it was really nice to talk to everybody. So I hope you have a good one, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are, and keep on keeping on.